All right, Husker fans. The Huskers take their first L of the season to the Wolverines, 75-72. Now, there's a lot to talk about in this recap. As a fan, the game's getting ready to start. And right as the game's starting, we are informed Frager's not playing, okay? And Rienk Mast has a sickness. Hang on, there we go. Rienk Mast had the flu, came down with the flu and couldn't play in this game. And I'm like, this is a joke, right? I mean, for this team to play as hard and well as they did without two of our best players, we made a statement tonight. This Nebraska basketball team is for real. And everyone that watched that game took notice. This is nothing but this does nothing but make us look better. This builds our brand, baby. Without Rienk Mast and Braden Frager traveling to Ann Arbor and playing that well, 75-72. I mean, shoot, and I thought we should have won this game. I mean, we should have won this game. If Burke Buchtengel hits a couple of his shots late in the game, this could have turned out differently. But it came down to we were shorthanded, and we still fought and made this one of the best basketball games I've ever watched live. We deserve a lot of praise. Fred Hoiberg deserves a lot of praise. Coming up with that type of game plan, getting that level of effort out of your guys. Hell, Leo Curtis came in, hadn't hardly played at all this season, scored 6 points. He played his ass off, held his own. Cale Jacobson played another great game. It seems like he hits every shot. Every time he shoots it, it goes in. He was big. Sam Hoiberg, again, with active hands, causing steals, getting turnovers. But I'm nothing but proud of this team. And here's the thing. If Nebraska basketball played with this level of effort, I wouldn't be so angry. I wouldn't be so bitter. I mean, that was unbelievable. Take any other team, right? Take their second and third leading scorers off their roster and send them to Ann Arbor and see what the outcome is. You got to remember, Michigan's beaten every team they've played by double digits in Big Ten Conference play. We were shorthanded tremendously. And hats off to Fred Hoiberg and his son and this team coming together. I'm nothing but proud of them. I mean, my God, what a basketball game. Defense, once again, everyone now got a chance to see this no-middle defense. I got people in family group chats going, Michigan's not that good. How are they 18-1? No, guys, this Nebraska defense is unbelievable. We don't let them get points in the paint. We force them to shoot tough shots from the outside on the wings. That's the Fred Hoiberg no-middle defense. I mean, and the amount of times we force turnovers just by using active hands, Jamarcus Lawrence, Sam Hoiberg, everybody. I mean, my God, being short Rienk Mast and Braden Frager, there was only one recipe we were going to keep this close, and it was forcing a shit ton of turnovers, and they did that. I mean, seeing Sam Hoiberg fall to the ground and Cale Jacobson and Buchtengel at the end of the game, it's like, God damn, dude, they're beaten up and they're tired. But my God, I'm just so proud of them. I'm not angry at all. Disappointed, sure. Burke Buchtengel, I want to talk about him for a second. This kid plays, his intensity level is admirable. He plays with 100+% effort every night. He flows well with the team. He's a good passer. He finds open looks, but he cannot finish. And if, whether it's Hoiberg or Linzer, the assistant, they need to just beat him up every practice and force him to shoot layups by just getting hacked. Because I've said it before in the past, he cannot finish. When he's going to the basket for a shot, he can't finish. And there were 4 or 5 shots in this game in the second half where if he knocks those down, this could have been a different outcome. I thought one of the great things in this game that Nebraska did is every time Michigan kind of brought it back close, within 3, 2, 3, 4 points, we went back down the court and responded and answered. And gosh darn it, we started to hit a lull there with about 3 minutes left. Price just couldn't hit anything in the second half, but it was Buchtengel who had good looks about 4 or 5 times right under the basket and couldn't finish. And that's hurt us in the past, and it's going to continue to hurt us, and it continued to hurt us tonight. So I love his energy and his effort on defense. I thought, playing... Hang on a second. My mic is driving me nuts. There we go. There we go. All right. Now you guys can hear me. Okay. So, defensively, you couldn't ask for a better performance, and Burke held his own. He had a couple block shots. I mean, he is a great defender and rebounder, but he missed some key shots in that second half that killed us. And again, get him in practice and just get some, like the football bags that you let the kids, block. Just beat the hell out of him with some stuff and force him to get better at hitting shots with contact and finishing at the rim, because he's a talented kid. He was a highly touted 4-star coming out of high school, UCLA commit. Obviously, we got him to transfer from UCLA, but he makes 3 of those 5 buckets, and this is a different outcome. I really just think that, and the Michigan coach, I respect what he said, because it's the truth. If we have Rienk, Mast, and Braden, Frager, we win that game, and it may not be a close game. We could have won that game by double digits, I think. I mean, there was a stretch where we were up 11 in the second half. So we have our guys in a healthy roster, and look, I get it. Everybody's hurt. Everyone deals with injuries, and that's why I'm not going to make it an excuse, right? But Dusty May said it himself, the Michigan coach. We got exhausted. We didn't have guys we could substitute in. Our guys were in foul trouble. I mean, they were exhausted at the end. Sanford was tired. All of his shots, he was missing short. We were tired, and we didn't have the depth to finish this one out. But at the end of the day, I'm so proud of this team. Forget about the one loss. Who cares? We frickin' went to Ann Arbor, Michigan, a team that's beat the living shit out of everybody this season, and we damn near should have beat them. 2 guys short, not just role players. Rienk fucking Mast, who's the centerpiece of this damn roster. You know how vital he is? We didn't have him last year, and we didn't make the frickin' tournament. We have him last year. We make the tournament. So Michigan, kudos. They got the job done. They held their own. They grinded it out, but the depth killed us. It really did. But I'm so proud of how hard we played. Cale Jacobson was great. I thought Leo Curtis, for hardly playing at all this season, to come in and score some points, he was great. I mean, that was an admirable performance, and it's going to let the whole nation know this isn't a team you want to fuck with in March, baby. Sorry to curse, but I'm passionate about this. So let's dig into team stats. And I got to pull this up. Oh, bear with me here. Okay. So team stats. So you can see, I highlighted it again. I know that helps everybody kind of stay on track with what I'm talking about. Look how even this game was. Field goal percentage. Michigan was shooting, I correct me if I'm wrong, it was either us or Michigan was shooting 66% in the first half. I mean, and I know my score prediction. I'll own up to that. I was off. I thought it'd be a lower scoring defensive battle. The first half, I'm like, oh my God, it was 50-48. It's going to be 106-100. Second half, it slowed down big time. And I wasn't too terribly far off from my prediction, but it was a higher scoring game. I'll own it. But look how even. Field goal percentage, 47% for Michigan, 46% for Nebraska. 3-point, we held a big-time advantage there. 34% from 3 for Nebraska, only 23% for Michigan. They really struggled from 3. I will say if they hit, a few of those shots, that could have helped them big time, but I think it evens out with us being short a couple guys. Free throw percentage, Michigan held the advantage, but look at the rebounds. I expected us to get dominated on the glass. We did. Michigan had 35 total rebounds. We had 23. But offensive rebounds was neck and neck. 9 for Michigan, 7 for us. That's the big metric right there. We can get out rebounded by 12, but offensive rebounds, we boxed out and held our own. I'm proud of the guys. Assists, Nebraska had a slight advantage, 16 assists for Nebraska, 15 for Michigan. I thought Nebraska moved the ball phenomenally all game against a really good, tall, lengthy defense. That showed the world again, we move the ball, baby. We don't just have a bunch of guys that hit threes and play one-on-one. We move the ball at a high rate, and we get guys open. The amount of open shots we had. Look at the steals. This is what I thought would be the difference before I knew Rienk Mast wasn't playing. Turnovers. There were 19 turnovers for Michigan, 11 for Nebraska, but here was the big key. Nebraska only had 13 points off those turnovers. Michigan had 17. So we forced 8 more turnovers than them, but they had 4 more points off turnovers. So that was the difference. When we got turnovers, we didn't go down and score. And that was the first time this season we've really seen that. Fast break points, there weren't hardly any. Points in the paint, look at that. 38 for Michigan, 32 for Nebraska. So even on a night where we're short Rienk Mast, who's 6'10", short Braden Frager, who's 6'7", we still are almost neck and neck points in the paint. Come on, people. In the largest lead, there you go. At one point, we're up 11. We led for like 91% of the game. Just a valiant effort by the Huskers. Let's look at team leaders, box score. Okay. So, Sanford and J-Law. Jamarcus Lawrence was lethal in the first half. My God, I just wish it could have continued in the second. You know, of course, they're going to cool off eventually. But Sanford and J-Law led the team for scoring 20 points each. Cale Jacobson, I highlighted him because I thought, especially against Minnesota in the last game, he's played outstanding. Taking it to the bucket, making tough shots. That one he hit over the 7-3 Mara was unbelievable. I mean, look at that, 4 of 6. He played his butt off. I love that kid and his effort. Sam Hoiberg, 13 points. I didn't highlight him, but he just had another great game. 6 rebounds, 5 assists. But the big disappointment was Buchtengel. 5 points, only 2 of 9. He did have 5 rebounds and 4 assists, but he had 3 turnovers. And he missed some key shots in the end. Leo Curtis, let's not forget about him, guys. Jared Garcia didn't do anything. It was Leo Curtis stepping to the plate, the 7'2" freshman stud, 4-star out of Iceland. He's going to be a hell of a player. You can tell he's raw, but by the time he's a junior, if we can keep him that long, he's going to be a beast. He held his own. And then for Michigan, look how well we did. I showed you guys in the preview how balanced this Michigan team was. Yeah, they didn't shoot well from 3, but to hold Yaxel Lindeborg, the number 1 transfer recruit in the portal this past offseason, to 8 points, 3 of 9 shooting, 0 of 5 from 3, people now realize how good this no-middle defense is. It was Morez Johnson leading scoring for Michigan. He's a stud. Morez Johnson Jr. was 17 points. He was 5 of 6 from the field. And then Trey McKinney, their stud freshman. He was a 4 or 5-star borderline recruit out of Flint, Michigan. He's excellent. And that's where we missed Frager. He's their Frager. That's where the difference that could have made. And I'm not making excuses. They earned the win, but Trey McKinney stepped up for them. We didn't have our Trey McKinney. That was Braden Frager. And you see he had 11 points, 3 rebounds. He came up big in that second half. Ade Mara had 10 points for them, and then Namari Burnett had 9. But just what a defensive performance for Nebraska. Yeah, it wasn't 68-64 like I predicted, but it was 75-72. Nobody's held Michigan to 75 points. I think they had one game this year where it was Wake Forest, I think. Hang on, Michigan basketball schedule. So I think the only team to hold Michigan, it was against TCU. They scored 67 points against TCU. That was their lowest total since Nebraska. Or that is their lowest points they've put up. 67 against TCU, but to hold them to 75, they were averaging 92 points a game. And we held them to 75 tonight. That's a valiant effort, shorthanded as we were. I'm proud of this team. I can't say it enough. So the Huskers need to get healthy. Rienk Mast coming down with the flu. Initially, when the game's starting, and I'm in like shock mode of what? Not only are we down Frager, but Mast isn't playing. And initially I'm like, God damn it, man! Come on, Mast, try to just do it like MJ. But I mean, my God, he could have COVID. It could be horrible. We've all had bad cases of the flu. Shit, I was sick this weekend. He tried in warm-ups. He couldn't go. And I think ultimately it was a smart move by Hoiberg to let him rest. And if anything, it just made us look better. Hey, we can play you shorthanded, our second and third leading scorers, and we'll still fight you to the very end at your court. If anything, that makes us look better, and it helps us in the long run to get our guys healthy. But we got a big one again this weekend, Sunday against Illinois. The Hoosiers are as hot as anyone in the Big Ten right now, coming off that win against Purdue. We got to get our guys healthy, and I think it started tonight. I mean, for Hoiberg to make that decision, that takes some balls and some confidence in your team that they can compete no matter who's available. So we need to get our guys healthy. I think we took a step in the right direction, letting Mast sit. He's got until Sunday to get healthy. He'll be back. Braden Frager hopefully will be able to play some minutes against Illinois. But I think in the long run, look, we're going to get into the tournament. We all know that. We're a lock. We're going to be a 1-3 seed in the tournament. Right now, it's about keeping our guys healthy. Losing a game, big deal. Okay? It was a hell of a basketball game. I mean, that first half, 50-48, and then for the second half to be that low of scoring, clearly both teams made adjustments. That was a hell of a basketball game. Okay, so I think it's important that we get our guys healthy. We've got a good amount of time. Sunday is our next game against Illinois. But I think, for me, the biggest reaction I have is when we are short two of our best players. Braden Frager is one of the top freshmen in the Big Ten Conference. Rienk Mast is one of the best players in the Big Ten. I mean, my God, he's the most important guy on our team, I think. And we held our own. We lost by 3 freaking points. They've beaten the hell out of everybody this year. That means something, baby. And for any non-believers out there, I was watching the After Dark 68. There's some podcast, and Tyler Hansbrough was on there, and him and some other guy predicted us to get slaughtered. Nebraska's going to get mopped off the court. Suck on that, baby. We don't even need our two of our best guys, and we can still almost beat them on their court. That made a statement, and I'm so proud of this team. Let's talk a little bit about my predictions. So I obviously predicted 68-64 Huskers. Hang on a second. I didn't type. I was so excited to just get on here and start talking. I didn't type out all of my stuff, but I predicted 68-64, and I'll be the first one to admit, just like how I give you guys, I'll be honest and say I'm wrong in the comments, and own up to it. I was wrong. I thought it would be like the second half, the whole game. Both teams were shooting lights out in the first half. It was 50-48 Huskers at halftime, and then, I mean, you can see they grinded it out in that second half. So I was off, not as much as you might have thought after that first half. After the first half, I'm like, holy crap, I'm going to get buried alive in the comments for my prediction. But it ended up fairly low scoring, so I wasn't too far off. Now, I predicted Rienk Mast to be the leading scorer, and he didn't play. So I was off, but kind of didn't get a chance there. I really do think if he would have played that game, if he were healthy, I thought he would have been the guy. And you know how valuable having him in there. When Sanford went cold and Lawrence and Buchtengel's missing shots, we need that ability for Mast to just hit that deep three, baby. And we didn't have that. And we didn't have Frager's ability to take it to the rim, get fouled, and finish. We missed him. But I thought all in all, it was a valiant effort. In the second half, it played out more like I thought the whole game would. So I thought that Sam Hoiberg would be the leading assist man. Let's take a look at that. Hang on. Assist leader. It was Sam Hoiberg with 5 of them. So Sam Hoiberg led team in assists with 5. So he was our leader in assists. I'm looking at just that's the Google box score. That's typically not correct. I've been proven that I've learned that some of these are not always 100% accurate. Hang on a second. Let me validate. Assist leader. Yeah, Sam Hoiberg with 5. So Sam Hoiberg led the way with 5 assists, so I was right on that. Leading rebounder. I thought it would be Burke Buchtengel. It was Sam Hoiberg with 7 rebounds. Did somebody else have 7 rebounds? No. Buchtengel had 5. So it was Sam Hoiberg. I was wrong. I thought Buchtengel would lead us in rebounds. It was Sam Hoiberg. I mean, this kid's unbelievable, guys. Sam Hoiberg led us in rebounds with 7. I mean, he's unbelievable, this kid. Unbelievable. So he led us in assists with 5, led us in rebounds with 7. He played his ass off. Every time he falls to the floor, I was worried when he got kind of his hand tangled up, late in that second half. I thought he got hurt. I thought his hand was jacked up. The announcers mentioned that he hadn't let go of his hand. I was like, oh my God, don't get another guy hurt. But just another incredibly valiant effort performance from Sam Hoiberg. Yeah, we couldn't get the job done. And look, guys, every Nebraska fan should be nothing but proud of this team. To go into Crysler Center, Crysler Arena, whatever the hell it's called, a raucous crowd, and have a game that close, come down to the very last seconds. I'll take that any day of the week, baby. I was getting pumped, first half, and when we climbed to an 11-point lead, I was starting to talk shit and cuss at the TV, but, at the end of the day, and I kept saying, I was watching with my mom, I'm like, I am proud. At halftime, I said it. In the second half, I said, no matter the outcome, I am so proud of this team. And for everybody watching a big game like that on national television, everyone got to see that we are legit. Nebraska basketball doesn't F around, baby. And you can't be upset as a Husker fan. Believe me, I am one of the most emotionally unintelligent fans after a loss. And you've seen it in football. I get pissy and feisty and passionate with football. However, football never had a loss like this, where they played their balls off. Diving all over the field, making it close. This was a valiant effort, and I'm proud of this team. And just having that game be on national television when a lot of people are tuning in, it makes me proud as a Husker fan. Like, that's my effing team, baby. And yeah, Michigan didn't shoot well. They had probably one of their worst three-point shooting nights of the season, but they got the job done, and that's a damn good basketball team. And I respect the hell out of their coach, Dusty May. I like what he said. He right out of the gate, post-game interview, they were shorthanded, and they ran out of gas. They didn't have Rienk Mast. It takes a lot for a coach to say something like that in a post-game. So hats off to Michigan. Dave Portnoy, you stinker. God, the Wolverines have our number. But hell of a basketball game, 75-72. The Huskers play this Sunday at home, thank God, against a hot Illinois Fighting Illini team. We'll do a preview for that later this week. This season is still just as fun and exciting as it was, guys. Don't let this one loss kind of cloud or put this negative blanket over what's to come. If anything, this game validated, short two of our best players, that we are one of the best teams in the country. And it doesn't matter who's out there in our starting lineup. And God, I'm proud of him. And I love this team, and I love Fred Hoiberg. He's going to be up for Coach of the Year like I predicted a while ago. But I love this team. I'm proud of them. It was a hell of a basketball game, and every darn Husker fan should be proud too. And, I'm getting texts from family members and my nephews, like, feeling for me. And I'm like, you know what? They played so hard, and everybody that watched saw that. What a basketball game. And we'll be back. We're going to be fine, okay? I feel nothing but positivity from this loss. That's just the way I see it. So don't forget, guys, if you like my channel, I know I can screw up my statistics and some of my metrics and facts. I get stuff wrong. I really do appreciate the level of passion and the following of some of you gentlemen who correct me. I mean, I respect that. You guys know more than I do in a lot of areas, and I think that's cool. It's unique that Nebraska has a passionate fan base like that, even in a sport where we've never done anything. So please tell your friends and family about me. I get sick of seeing Wilson Dittman do these 8 videos a day where he talks about a whole lot of bullshit, nothing that actually comes to fruition. I try to keep it real. I try to give you factual, real, transparent information, and I try to really show my true colors. So if you enjoy it, tell your friends about me. Tell them to tune in. I'll be doing a preview for Illinois this later in the week. And please add comments. I want to know what you guys think after this loss. I'm sure you're as proud as I am. But tough loss, but we're going to move forward from this. And if anything, this proves to the world that Nebraska basketball is mother effing for real, baby. I bleed red, baby. All right, you guys, that's all I've got. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your week. Get ready for Sunday. We got another big one. And like always, go Big Red, baby.